All right, let's jump right into the shenanigans. Battlefield 6, best-selling game of the year? Now, let me just go through the whole tea leaves. It is reported that Battlefield 6 sold over 7 million copies in its first 3 days, marking the biggest launch in franchise history. It reportedly surpassed 10 million copies sold across all platforms shortly after release, according to analysts. Market tracking data from somebody, I don't know, indicates Battlefield 6 is the best-selling game of 2025 so far by US dollar currency, physical and digital. What does best-selling game of the year really means? Best-selling here appears to refer to sale dollars in the defined time frame, not necessarily lifetime sales. So we're talking about a short amount of time since its release. On some platforms, i.e. PlayStation, Battlefield 6 reportedly ranks number 2 behind a sports title in 2025. So number 1 overall depends on the region, platforms, and breakdowns. Now, listen, I do want to make a note for Sony, especially Call of Duty. The last Call of Duty was that, I guess, Black Ops 6 was the best-selling dollar-selling merchandise on Sony's platform last year. Even though COD has not been out that long, I just want to give them some bail or whatever you want to say. But Battlefield was selling very, very, very well in a very, very short amount of time. Now, reasons why it's doing so well: massive franchise comeback, good marketing, plus nostalgia factor after a rough previous release. Battlefield games didn't really do good. It pissed a lot of gamers off, but apparently this is their claim to fame. You know, comeback of the year goes to Battlefield 6. A lot of people still like it. Multiplayer demand, hype around the core shooting fans returning, possibly weaker competition with COG having a down year. I said in the last week's episode that COG goes through phases. They have their ups, they have their downs, but this is one of their down years, and Battlefield is just taking advantage of the situation, which they should always do. Now, listen, long-term retention, this is early sales, so it's not guaranteed to stay the best-selling game, quote unquote, towards the end of the year. I mean, at this point of recording, we only got about 33 days left in the year. So I think, without a shadow of a doubt, this probably will end up the best-selling game of the year. Across a lot of platforms, if not all of them: Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. I know a lot of people that's playing this game that, you know, they have that first person shooter itch every year, and they always looking for the next big thing. And for a lot, that is Battlefield 6. Now, that's not to say the COG people, the hardcore Call of Duty fans, ain't sticking to their guns and, you know, shitting on Battlefield 6, because like I said, Battlefield 6 is a different experience. It's not the same experience you get out of Call of Duty, and a lot of people can't make the transition. Now, some people play both, and, you know, they're willing to do that or able to do that, but for a lot of people, they're usually stuck in their ways. It's either Call of Duty or nothing for them. But like I said, this year there's been a lot of competition with Battlefield 6 and even Arc Rangers doing really good in sales. Maybe not as good as Battlefield 6 in a short amount of time, but Arc Rangers still is a good game. A lot of people did comment on our Arc Rangers video, and they really did pump the game up and all that. But yeah, what do you think about the fast and quick success of Battlefield 6, Infamous?
I'm happy. I'm just happy. They trimmed the fat. They finally listened to fans. This is a clear, great example of put your money where your mouth is. Because as you talked about, Battlefield has always lived in the shadow. Call of Duty, they chase trends. The last couple of entries, especially the last one, that 2042, really was hurting the franchise. And EA just came in and said, you know what? We're gonna take it back to basics. That's what people want. We're gonna give them what they want. Can they keep this momentum going? But they've been doing good since it came out. I won't say I look forward to the demise of COD. I mean, I played them when I was younger. Everyone has a favorite COD game they enjoyed. Nostalgia, great memories, all that, you know. I am happy to see Battlefield upgoing, in a sense, in a more generalized global audience. Battlefield always had its niche player base, especially particularly on the PC with 1942, which was a good game. I believe they did get ported to the console. Or was that 1943? It was one of those. But Battlefield was always more of a squad-esque shooter, more precision, slow. It's not the twitchy, arcadey, fast run around. I played a few of them, but I do know when I did play them and you played with friends, you had a good time. Study your
Yeah.
time. It ain't about running around getting kills. You stick to your role, and the community they take that very seriously. You run around just shooting people. You're not playing the objectives. When someone will get on the mic and be like, "Hey, what are you doing? We losing. We 50 tickets behind, and you running around like you Paris Hilton at a photo shoot." But me personally, I am happy to see because this is the kick in the ass COD needs, and we keep saying it. Competition breeds innovation. But Activision will go back to the drawing board and really try to do something different for the next COD. And like I said, they probably won't because they just earlier when there was reports that Battlefield would outdo Call of Duty, they had the gall, the nerve to say, "Oh, Call of Duty is too big to fail." What? What did you say? Say that
Nah,
again for the
nah,
people all the way in the back and on the
nah,
top floor. No, no,
nah,
no, 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 no.
nah. They've had their down
No.
years.
They have had their down years. It's so bad a Battlefield 6 success that you have Call of Duty apologists saying like, "Hey, Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't all that bad." Call of Duty Ghosts is pretty bad. I'm here for the show, and I'm all about competition. When someone goes unchallenged, they can just do whatever the hell they want. You
Yep.
show a motherfucker up, they get humble
Yeah, they
real
start
quick.
moving different.
Start moving different. EA, good job. I mean, you did something
Yeah.
right. I guess
Well,
every
I
now
don't
and
think
then
we've ever said
you're
that
due
on this
something.
platform.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that might be a first. That might be a first. A good job to EA. But hey, keep it up. Or this could be just a fluke, just for them to fluff their portfolio for that buyout that's happening. Who knows? But like I said, I'm excited because I've always felt Battlefield could do better, be better. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, definitely that shout out to the team and everybody involved in the development of this game. I think they did listen to a lot of the feedback. They went back to the certain essence that early Battlefield games had. Cause like I said, Battlefield has been around pretty much on par with Call of Duty, if not a couple of years behind. But I do remember early Call of Duty titles and Battlefield going head to head in the holiday season. Listen, now I'm going to say this, and I said this in my last video. This does not mean that COG is dead, it's over. Like, they've had their down years. This is not the first. Now, have they been embarrassed in the streets this hard with their numbers? No, I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I'm not going back in the history log. But like I said in my last video, I think the Game Pass thing hurts Call of Duty sales, but I don't know. Everything is on everything now, so I guess it's not really that much of a difference, but the numbers are down for COG. We've reported on that in a previous videos, but every year is a reset. So next year we could be saying the exact opposite about Battlefield and COG next year. COG could get their shit together and have another comeback year, but they are accustomed to doing large number of sales and I think this COG is just not meeting that same pace. And so it makes Battlefield 6 shine even more. And like I said, there's a third person at the table in shooter, and that is Arc Rangers, who has a beautiful community because they post on our last video saying, "Hey, we'll help you out. It's a good game. We highly recommend." So, as competition comes in, COD just gonna have to, step it up a little bit. They're gonna have to actually do that one thing. What's that called? Try? But, let us know in the comments below.
Effort.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below how you feel about this year Battlefield 6. Is it better than COG? Is this the end of COG in your opinion? Or do you see Battlefield just taking, that first person shooter reign?
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?